Hi, it's Mark Gillan here. I'm going to take you through a video tutorial here for foreign exchange, conversion of money, and I'll really look to see how it's done, and I'll give you some tips and some good hints and tips I hope that will help you just that wee bit. So, looking at currency exchange from one currency, converting it into another currency. So we start with your home currency, your base currency that you've got. You then have a look to see the exchange rate for the currency you want to convert it into. You then do your calculation and you then know how much of the foreign currency or the currency that you want to actually change to. So it's from one currency to the other using the rate of exchange and shop around. It's worth shopping around for good rates of exchange. There differs between different banks. Credit cards can be different too, and they'll also have a service charge in there as well. So depends where you go as to the service charge on top of the rate of exchange. But we're just sticking to simple calculations that you can estimate from one currency to another. So we have a wee look. So this one is pound sterling to US dollars. So it's a good example of someone that maybe is heading to the US of A. So they're going to start with some pound sterling in their pockets. Now I've used STG here as signifying sterling. Pound sterling. I also see it sometimes as GBP. It should be put down in STG because it's sterling. GBP, Great British Pounds, and so on. UK Pounds, UKP. It's STG that it should be done. So I'm using the correct one. So it's an old Scottish pound note. They've obviously been replaced. We now have different banknotes now. So please excuse my old one there. I think it's just because I like them. Right. Anyway. So what we do is we have the exchange rate. So what you're doing is you're selling the currency that you've got at the moment. So in this instance, we've got £500 sterling, which we're going to sell. What you're going to do is you're going to then think about purchasing using that some US dollars. So we sell the pounds, buy the dollars. And what we do is we get as I mentioned about commission, you search around. I'm not involved in commissioning any of these calculations because it changes so much. The rate of exchange is published, and what happens is that it's published around the world, but you also get different banks and exchange rates based upon their inbuilt commission sometimes as well. So do watch out on that. When you're looking at the exchange rate, you're looking to see, and in your head you're thinking, right, I've got £1 sterling, so if I change that, what am I going to get on the other side? So if £1 sterling is exchange rate is 1.38, that then means you're going to get US dollars 1.38, 138. So the dollar has got the largest amount to it. And that's why if you're looking at exchange rate that is 1 point something, then that means that is going to be more in terms of what you buy, what you get in return. So as all we're doing is 1 to 1.38. So if we get 500, then you multiply by 1.38, and it's then going to give you the US dollars. So sterling 500 multiplied by the exchange rate of 1.38 gives us US dollars 690. So the reason why I'm saying about this is that when you do exchanges of currencies, what you want to do is you want to look to see and have in your mind which currency is going to end up with the largest number. Now, it's all relative around the world anyway, as to what you can purchase and how far your money goes anyway, and how much you've got. But what it is it's to say that currency there, I'm going to have this amount. It's not to do with how much things cost or anything like that, the cost of living. It's to do with the worth against another. So We know that we do a calculation, and if you do a calculation and you have £500 sterling, you come out with US dollars 200. You know that it's wrong. And that's what I'm just trying to actually make sure that you know the best way to view this, so that you've got in your mind as to how you're doing this. So if you're working it back the way and you're doing an example, doesn't always work back the way with the same exchange rate. So there could be a different exchange rate for working from US dollars to pound sterling. You wouldn't just divide by 1.38. It'd give you an estimate, but it wouldn't work out. But you could do it that way to work it back the way here anyway. And you know that you're going to get more US dollars in higher number than your pound sterling. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get you to try some out now so that you can make sure that you know. And what we're going to do is I've got some exchange rates here for you, which I looked up. They were correct at the time of making this video, so don't rely upon them totally. So pound sterling to US dollar, the rate is 1.38. Pound sterling to euro, 1.17. So again, that means that for £1 sterling, you get €1.17. Euro to US dollar rate is 1.18. So for every €1, you get $1.18 US. Yen to pound sterling, the rate is 0.0067. Okay, so you multiply by 0.0067. Then you get your pound sterling to yen rate. So again, I've put them on there, so if you didn't have a chance to make a note of them all, I've done it for you anyway, okay? So, but what I want you to do is try some here, which I'm going to give you, and then you can try out your own. So, give this a wee try. Pound sterling, £592. How many euros would we have? Now I'm going to fly through these, and you can pause it and you can work them out and make a wee note of what you've got. So £154,258 sterling, wouldn't that be nice? You notice that I've not got any pennies. When you're exchanging, they don't really want to know about pennies. You can work it out though, you can still use it and you can still do that as a rough estimate anyway as to how much you'd have. But normally they don't take pennies, you've got to put them in a wee, well. Anyway, so pound sterling to yen. And then you can add stories to it as well. Quite often you get a reason why you're changing something, but it's still the same thing. So I'm returning home from working in Tokyo with 198,505 yen in my pocket. When I get to Glasgow, I want to convert it. So how much am I going to have in the local currency, which is at the moment pound sterling. And the last one there for you, my friend in Germany is buying a motorhome from a colleague who lives in Texas, USA. The selling price is euros 72,354. Okay, but how much would the guy in Texas get? Or the woman in Texas? Could be anyone, couldn't it? Male, female, or non-binary, whatever. So what we've got here is, how much would the colleague in Texas receive? Right. So you should have paused. If you didn't, you can rewind and have a wee look. Okay. Now comes the answers. So pause it, calculate it out, and come back. Are you back? Oh, I don't know when you pause and when you rewind me. Good job, it's not painful for me. Anyway. Here's the answers. So you can check these answers off. If that's been too quick for you, pause quick, do the rest of them, have a wee check to make sure that you're okay with it. Okay, right. So when we're talking about that motorhome, selling price quoted in euros, 72,354. They would get US dollars. Now, I've not put the US dollars in there, but I should have. US dollars, 85,378. Okay. What I'm going to say is, Thanks for coming along and try some out yourself.